3, 2, 1. And our brain is very competitive. So when we start counting like that, it will want to do that thing. So once we count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then immediately our brain picks up anything that we want to do. For me, that's my 5 second rule of how I unlimit myself. Let me put it that way. How I unlimit myself. And then there's the yet arc. Yet arc. For example, if you keep telling yourself, I can't do this, I can't do that, you should change it to I can't do this yet. Your brain will know that okay, this person can't do this yet too. But he will do it later. So when he wants to do it, I should be ready to adapt to any changes that he wants to make. But if you keep saying I can't do it, our brain is always telling me that oh you cannot do it, so there's no need for me to get ready for whatever you want to do. Then thirdly, I'm talking about the comfort zone challenge. Like for example, in a week, we should try doing something that scares us. Our brain, like I said, our brain is very competitive. So when we try doing something that scares us, our brain will be able to adapt. Well, for example, if you want to wake up by 3 o'clock in the morning, if you want to wake up by 3 in the morning, and then you're telling your brain that oh, I'm going to wake up by 3. Oh, I want to start waking up by 3 in the morning. Your brain will not catch it immediately because you already let's just say you used to wake up by 8. You already told your brain that okay, oh, brain, I'm waking up by 3, but you've not, your brain have not accepted. So so what am I saying? Okay, so you've already told yourself that I'm going to wake up by 3, but your brain have not accepted that you're going to wake up by 3. It's still having that notion that I'm waking up by 8. So no matter what my boss does, I'm not going to wake up by 3. But when you try to come out of your comfort zone now is that 8 o'clock. But when you try to come out of your comfort zone and then say no, you know what, by this 3, I'm going to wake up. Then you start doing it. Maybe for instance, you just set like an alarm, and then you wake up by let's say 7:30. Your brain will be angry, yes. You will be stressed out, yes. If you don't wake up the normal time you used to wake up, you can just your eyes. You may be feeling dizzy, yes. That's your brain telling you, I never wake up, but you don't wake up. That's on your own part. Do you understand? But then you set alarm again. The next day you are waking up by 7. The next day you're waking up by 6:30. The next day your brain is beginning to adapt to the fact that you know what, we're changing our time of waking. We're not waking up by 8 again. So trying to come out of that comfort zone every day, trying to do something that scares you every day, makes our brain limitless. For example, now you're having like a rubber band. If you keep on stretching that rubber band, the more you stretch it, the more it becomes stronger. The more you stretch it, the more it becomes stronger. That's just the same way our brain works. That's the same way our brain works. The more we stretch it, the more we do something, the more we try to go beyond our normal selves, our brain becomes limitless. Our brain becomes sometimes when you are doing something, for instance, you're like I decided to go into designing yesterday. So I downloaded videos and I started watching. My mind started thinking of different things. For the first time, I started thinking, relating to. I just tell myself that no, I'm not a design person. I don't know how to design. I just want to focus on codes. But miraculously, my brain started saying things. My brain started saying things. My brain started thinking about things relating to design, thinking about things that I want to design. So that at that point, I'm stretching my brain out of the normal writing of code. I'm stretching it into designing now. And now he's thinking on a normal day. If you tell me Precious design something, I'll be like, for what? Please, I don't know how to design anything, please. But today I thought like I was thinking like a designer. I was thinking like a designer, and it's something that a normal me will not do. I stretched my brain. I told my brain, you know what, we're doing this thing, and we did it. That's how limitless it is. That's how will I say? That's how versatile it is. That's how. Please, I don't know. I don't. My brain is thinking of another word. just it's just very limitless, and I want us to stretch. And I want us to stretch it. We cannot be depending on we cannot be depending on the same pattern every day. Depending on why our brain is more than what we think. Our brain is legitimately more than what we think. If you sit down in a very quiet place and try to think of a lot of things your brain can do, a lot of things your brain can do, you'll be able to realize that that place that you are at that point in time is not where you're supposed to be, because you legitimately have a lot of things in your brain. You legitimately have a lot of things in your brain to do. So today I just want to say that our brain is very limitless, very, very limitless. And just like I said, I won't waste your time because I'm very tired. I won't waste your time at all. So with these few points of mine, I hope I've been able to convince and not confuse you that our brain is very, very limitless, and you should start stretching it. Start stretching it. Do the impossible with your brain. I'm not saying we should go to Elon Musk kind of level, but at least people that are developing other things or doing other things, they are using their brain effortlessly. Like they are using it limitlessly. Like they are thinking beyond the ordinary. So if we can implement that strategy into our everyday work, into our everyday life, if so we just wake up one morning and say, today I'm not going to be like a normal person. Today I'm going to think beyond my business. I'm going to think beyond what other people feel that I should be. Then I believe that we are going to go higher and higher and higher, higher, higher before the end of this year. Thank you. Over to you, Mr. Samuel.
Please let us celebrate Madam Precious. Honestly, can everyone hear me? Celebrate Madam Precious, please. Celebrate her. You know how many hours it took me to convince her to be able to speak. Celebrate her, celebrate her, celebrate her, celebrate her. All right, so good evening, everyone. Now, I'm just going to add. See, honestly, our brain is actually limitless. I'm going to add a couple of things before any questions. I just want to add a couple of things to what um she said. Let me give you guys an example. Recently, my brain always felt like it cannot focus for 2 hours at a stretch. Like anytime I try to focus for 2 hours at a stretch without doing any other thing, I'm this kind of person that multitasks on my laptop a lot. So anytime I try to focus on my laptop for 2 hours at a stretch without doing anything, it always messes up. So what I used to trick my brain was I used to give it a 30 minutes timer. So I'll tell it I want to work for 30 minutes. Then I will start that work for that 30 minutes. Then when the timer stops, I'm already too deep in the work for me to stop. So I'll not add another 30 minutes timer. By the time another 30 minutes timer stops, it's not that I will feel like okay, I need to rest, but and there's something I just want to add to the video. There's something I just want to I'll not give myself another 30 minutes timer. Now I'll find myself getting tired before the 30 minutes timer. But I'll not tell it, let us try and reach that 30 minutes. But whenever I reach the 30 minutes, I am always deep inside work to stop. So and I started to trick my brain to actually work for 2 hours at a stretch. And eventually I now who knows the Pomodoro technique of work? Who has heard about the Pomodoro technique of blocking works into a couple of time, then resting. Okay, so I think that was the trick I was doing for my brain. So I now found out that I could do 2 hours without stopping, to the extent that when the 2 hours reach, I am still in. Usually, my brain will get tired before the 30 minutes stops. But because on my phone is where the timer is, I'm working on my laptop. So I'm seeing the timer on my phone. When it's remaining like 10 minutes, my brain is telling me, Samuel, you're tired. I'll not tell you, remain 10 minutes now. Let me just try to reach the 10 minutes. By the time the 10 minutes finish, I am too deep in the work to stop. Most of the time, I'm doing something, whenever the alarm ring, ping, 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 I'm doing something that I don't want to stop. So I'll now restart the timer and continue. By the time I even finish that thing that is engaging me so much, I've burnt another 20 minutes out. Then I'm tired. And I'll still like 10 minutes remaining. I'll now tell my brain that let's just try to finish this 10 minutes. And I use this method. Let me tell you guys, I use this method to sit down for 7 good hours day before yesterday. Normally, I don't sit down for 7 hours at a stretch. I used to have breaks in between. But there was a project I really wanted to finish, and I wanted to force myself to finish. I said, isn't it possible for me to start a video and edit it into the end? And I said, let me try. Normally, I will take a break, I'll go and sleep. I said, what if, because I noticed that I used to work in the night sometimes, and it used to affect my daytime because sometimes I'll work into 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and it's not good for my health, so it's bad. So I said, what if I can finish all my work in the daytime and sleep full 8 hours sleep in the night? So I had to force myself to do 7 hours of work at a stretch. I think I only had some water breaks, 5 minutes water breaks, and all those kind of things. So, okay, Sheva spoke about the Pomodoro technique is the time management method that utilizes 25 minutes work interval. Now, one thing about the Pomodoro technique, people advise 25 minutes work interval, but some people do 30 minutes work interval, some people do 60, some people do 90 minutes. So, if you are doing 90 minutes work interval, you should have like a 10 minutes break. If you are doing 30 minutes work interval, you should have like a 5 minute break. And you have to know where your body stretches to be able to force your brain to do so. So back to what Madam Precious was teaching today. It's all about. I had a break. I had like 5 minute water breaks and some other things. By the time, guys, by the time I finished that 7 hours, it was stressful, but I was happy. Number one, I was happy because I finished the video. There is one kind of sadness that comes when you don't accomplish your goal for the day. And I hate to always end my day with that sadness that I have not finished my work. So, number one, I was happy that I finished the video. Number two, I was happy that I can have a good 8 hours sleep without thinking about a video edit. So even though I didn't have full nap breaks, I had 5-10 minutes breaks in between the 7 hours, but I was happy at the end of the 7 hours stretch. So what I said, why I said this is because I wanted us to know that there's no limit to where we can push our brains to. For those ones that know me, I was in the military, and while we're doing some of our trainings, back then. Sometimes we'll wake up as early as 5. We'll start going for jogging. From jogging, breakfast, we'll go to training, we go to shootings, we did a lot of physically training work. Sometimes we'll finish 8 o'clock in the night. By 9 o'clock, Nehemiah knows this. By 9 o'clock, we are still covered up for another tattoo. By 12 o'clock, another thing. So one of the things that military taught me was that if my body can be pushed to that limit and I didn't break, that means my body can actually be pushed. Now, the reason why I could push my body to that limit during that time was because I'm under pressure. If I don't do the training, I'm going to be punished for it. So, same thing, but the reason why we don't try to push our bodies now like that is because most of us don't like stress, number one. Number two, there's no much pressure. Let me tell you, if your life was in the line, your brain will stay active for 5 days without sleep. So what I'm saying, though, is unhealthy, is unhealthy. But what I'm saying, to the extent to continue Precious saying, is that your brain does not have limits. The limitation is in your head. Your head tells you, I can't concentrate and read a book for the next 3 hours. It is your mindset. Some limitation that you put around yourself is a mindset stuff. If you push out of that mindset and push to the limit, you realize that it was just in your mind, it was just in your head, but it was possible. It was possible. So there is a fine line between pushing past possibilities and entering the danger zone. So you need to find the sweet spot. And let me tell you guys, let me break this thing for us. All of us here, we are young. Who is the oldest person here? Let me see. Sir Joshua, who is the oldest? Who is 35 or 40? I'm smelling people like Sir Gabriel, Sir Chigozie. You know, they are the senior men here. Sam Praise, you will never even reach 20. I don't understand. So so Chinyere, please let me not bring you out. You are saying 41. Anyways, so what I'm saying is the even the most matured person here, he is still young. Even if you are 40, no problem. Even if you are 50, no problem. So now everybody should drop their age. If age comes for here like this, me I dey cut cap for some kind people. Me, I'm young. Oh. Anyways, so what I'm saying is that we are young. And most of us, except people like Chinyere that is already having child, a lot of us are single and not searching. Let me advise us. If we don't push our brain, our bodies to the limit now, it's not when you are married you will do it. When you have children, you do it. It's not when you have responsibilities you do it. It's not when you are old you will do it. If you now, even the Bible says the strength of a man is in his youth. Oh, sorry, the yes, I'm trying to remember the scripture. Anyway, so what I'm saying is that we as young people, it is this is the peak of our strength. So if you don't push yourself to the limits of what your body can carry, when would you do it? Is it when you are having family and 5 children that you will now start working at the middle of the night? Or is it when there is so much responsibilities on your head as a man that you start working? Please, at this point in time, I really feel that we should push ourselves. If you've seen where your limit is, try and push more than that. This is the best time we can do it. Our brain are limited, our possibilities, everything we have is limited. By the time I get married now, my wife would ask me, honey, come and sleep. Now like this, nobody can tell me, honey, come and sleep. I'm on my laptop, I'm hustling. So, but what I'm saying is, there's no limit to where we can stop. And stop putting limit. See, I think this has been my quote, and I don't know, people that know me very well, I've always said it. I hate limitations. I hate if I find a limitation, it has become a motivation. If I find that my limitation is my laptop, for example, maybe my laptop is not strong enough to do my work. That limitation has become my motivation to work hard enough so that I can change that laptop. If your family is your limitation and they are not allowing you to do some stuff, if you can make money and remove them from your head, if your limitation is your environment and you need to change that environment, your motivation is to break that limitation. So there is no limitation. Every limitation is a motivation. If, for example, let me drop something. If you want to compete with people that are international, let's say you want to compete with people that are abroad. One thing about these people that are abroad, they have the resources, they have the network, they have the lights, they have the whatever. You don't have it. So if they are working 6 hours a day and they are your competition in your business, you that don't have as much resources as they have, you need to work twice as much, 12 hours a day. If, for example, If you find yourself handicapped, God forbid, let's say you don't have hands, people that have hands have an advantage over you. So, which means you that you don't have hands, you have to work twice as much to get an equal result as people that have hands. So, your limitation makes it that you have to work harder. If you are coming from a poor family, it should motivate you more than other people that are from a rich. You can't be sleeping at the same time as a rich person. You can't be reading at the same pace as the rich person. Limitations are all in our brain. And that's why we need to be able to break limitations by understanding you can't compete. I'm wondering how do broke people sleep? You don't get money, they sleep. God. But guys, hope you understand what I'm saying. Um we though we should all do this thing healthily. Um don't push yourself more than, but still don't be lazy. Push yourself more than your limitation, but don't push yourself too much that it will eventually break you. So there's a fine line. I'm saying that because I also experienced it. Let me not lie to you. I think last week I was going through a lot because there were a lot of pressure about some of the things that I needed to do. And me, I'm an introvert, guys. I'm an introvert. I know they talk too much. What I mean by that is if I'm facing a challenge, I hardly speak. So most of the time, people see me outside and they feel like this guy knows what he's doing. But inside, sometimes I struggle. So last week, I started to feel that struggle because I was feeling the pressure to actually succeed. And I'm saying this here because some of us could also be experiencing it. We are all young people. So I was feeling a lot of pressure from my side and it started to enter my brain and I was feeling even I was feeling one kind of useless stuff. I'm an introvert, favor, please. Don't open myself. So I was feeling some kind of pressure. Then I now realized that okay, the reason was because I was too hard on myself. I had to reduce some things. I had to reduce. That's why I'm trying my best not to work in the nights anymore. I've stopped working in night. I've stopped stressing myself towards some other things. I'm giving myself a more safer zones of working for healthy workmanship. But that's why I'm saying this is as much as I'm encouraging every one of us to pressure ourselves and to push ourselves past our limitation. There's a fine line between pushing into something unhealthy. But it's not an excuse for you to say, please, I don't want to stress myself. That's why you don't want to push past your limitations. You will stay there. So I'm saying this with all my heart. So I hope we all learned something from precious sessions today. Just Kai, Precious, we need more of you. It's just that I've not yet squeezed the oil out of you yet. I think I need to squeeze the oil out of you. Precious said she wants me to coach her or mentor her. I've not started with her. I've not started with her. Anyways, so guys, does anyone have any question towards all the things that have been said tonight, from what I've shared, from what Precious has said, and everything? Does anyone have questions on it? Questions. You guys don't like asking questions. Okay, what I'll do this night is I'm going to start from one by one. I want all of us to unmute our mics and tell us what we learned from tonight's session. I think I used to do that. I stopped. But I'm going to return to it. We have just like 10 minutes left. So I'm going to start from the bottom right now. I'm going to start with Sir Chris. Sir Chris, what do you learn from today's session? Then after that, Sam Praise. Then after that, Phineas. Sir Chris, unmute your mic if you're with us. What was your, just one sentence, what was your main carry on from tonight's session?
My take is that um, our brains are limitless. We should tell ourselves we can do and push beyond limits.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Sir Chris. Sam Praise. Sam Praise, the oldest lady in this group. You're meant to be like 50. What's your carry home from this session? Sam Praise. Sam Praise, are you with us? Praise Sam. Sam praise. All of them join. Oh,
I don't know. Can you hear me? Because my network is stable.
okay, I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay, so every limitation is a motivation. Okay, our brain can actually do function more than we can imagine, or more than message. So I got to understand that we should try to cross our, like, okay, we can't do this, we can't do that. We should try to cross our limit, and then uh, I don't know whether I learned or I want to add that in as much as we want to want to go beyond our brain some rest, some time, some break, and then we should allow the brain to relax and then get back to its original form. So thank you.
All right, thank you, Sam praise. Thank you for that. Safinias, what was your take home from tonight's session?
All right. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
So, uh, so what I learned from tonight's session is that our brain is limitless, and for the fact that, especially those of us who are in third world countries, we have, we have, how would I put it? I'll not call it competition, but then we have some persons who are at more advantage positions than us. So there's need for us to harness the power of the brain. But then also, I also learned that there is need also to prioritize rest because the culture that we have currently right now is kind of this hustle kind of culture and all of that. But then to be able to really, let me say, harness the full potential of the brain, one needs to prioritize rest too, not slumber or not just sleep to stupor, no, but knowing when to take rest so that the brain can relax and recharge. Then one can come out again, refreshed. So these are the lessons I took from tonight's session. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. So that's why I had to balance. I think that's one of the reasons I had to balance the whole stuff. I know I've always been teaching hustle, hustle in this place, but I'm also balancing it with resting, but your resting should be unique. Like me, my rest, whenever I finish editing, I have a bicycle. I'll carry my bicycle, I'll play music on my headset, and I'll ride it along for like 2 kilometers. And even as that does not look like sleep, but it is a way of relaxing my mind. I just enjoy that kind of thing. So there are many ways to do this, but make sure you have balance towards it. But don't be lazy. Don't be lazy first of all. Sanema, what do you learn from tonight's session? What's your take home? After Sanema, I would love to hear from Gabriel, then Favor, then Chigozie, Charles, and Anthony. Sanema, are you with us? All right, so what's your take home from tonight's session? All right, I think he's typing it. So while he's typing it, Sir Gabriel, what's your take home for tonight's session?
Okay, can I just unmute and speak?
Yes, yes, you can speak, you can speak.
All right, good evening, everyone. Thank you
Good evening.
for having me speak. So, Precious actually touched a very great mountain I was facing. So I was finding it very hard to learn Greek, and I used to tell myself that, Kai, this Greek thing, and it's language. You cannot use AI to do it. I used to tell myself that, Kai, we just leave it in the hands of God. Must we learn Greek? Must we learn Hebrew? it has really been a burden. But right now, I got my mind renewed while she was speaking, and when she was speaking on the brain, telling the brain that you can do it. She was speaking on the capacity of the brain. I was in the mall while listening to her. I just got myself re-engineered. I told myself that no, you see this language, even if they say even if we are supposed to learn Arabic, we will learn it. And I got excited. Well, let's give it a try, Sha. So thank you. That's what I learned.
Thank you, Sir Neymar. That was a wonderful experience, and I love that it touched your brain in that aspect. Sir Gabriel, what do you learn from all your take home? Sir Gabriel, unmute your mic. Let's hear from you.
You know it's my turn now. Okay, good evening everybody. It was actually nice being here tonight. I actually wanted to skip the meeting. Then Adesha had already sent me a message and I've already opened it too. It be like he saw me open and saw his message and I was not in attendance. So although I wanted to keep it for a very good cause because I had something I needed to catch on with immediately. But then I'm glad that I had chance to um attend the meeting. So I didn't come in early, so I didn't get much from what she was saying. I think I came when she was running, but from the discussion that um Sir Samuel was having with us, and from what I saw others were saying, I got to get what the whole message of tonight is. So yeah, I kind of agree with most of the things that you were saying, and mostly the Pomodoro technique. The first time I'm hearing that, I think I'll be implementing and trying it. It's one thing that actually stood out for me for what you were saying. And yeah, I've also had similar experiences with so many things that has been discussed here, even if I was not here, but I have experiences with that. Even in my academics, I was affected with it because I was somebody that can cram. I can cram, but I never really did. I never built my capacity to see how far I could go. So while I was in the university, like my own cramming is cramming that I will not get. I can tell you there are things that I crammed right from my junior secondary school. They are still in my head. I can still recite them. So that's my own kind of did, but I never built on it. And when I go to the university, I saw it as something that is draining and demanding. So I never settled for it. Only God knows what I would the kind of degree I would have graduated with. So I graduated with a degree. I had the potential to achieve more. Because I didn't push my brain to do that, my brain actually started giving me what my mind could relate with. Like I remember I started very well with my CGPA in my year one, carry over, nothing. And then along the line, my CGPA dropped. I had a carryover in one of my major courses in year two, and that was where my results started like fluctuating. It will go up and come down, go up and come down. So like what I started with, that was what I actually graduated with, and it was so hard. But then I had this like I could do that. Somebody said that I could do it, but I couldn't push myself. And basically, I think it's because I never had the opportunity of brain and actually do more I could imagine. Not only from now, I influential people and people that are doing great with the impossible. I've heard them say things like that as well. So it kind of like sad to me that I could have achieved more if only I've given my time and myself more. It would have helped me a lot because I remember in my year two, I remember like I would just be like, I beg, I don't see anybody results. Let me try and pass and go. So that might be like
I started settling to like reading a lot. Like most of the times I will go to class, I would prefer to sleep first than to start reading. I would like sleep, get myself filled with sleep, and when I sometimes I don't even read anything, I will just wake up. Sometimes I'll sleep in the morning, like they say TDBs, reach daybreak. Me, I'll go to do sleep daybreak sometimes, or like wake up early in the morning and just carry my child. And people will be like, "Ah, scholar, you don't go that all through the night," not knowing that I went to go and sleep. And that was because of what I was trying to achieve. Like I beg, I did not kill anybody's. Nobody will come and hold me. My result is still okay. Although I settled for the average, which is not good, but I like kind of saw it that I will not kill anybody. And mainly it's because of what actually happened to me. Like I could remember when I was still in my year two, there was a course I wrote, a very tough course. Like that was one of my best course, and ironically, that is even what I'm even practicing and I'm a expert in. Like that was one of the best things I loved. One of the best courses. I wrote this course to the best of my capability. I could still remember that was like 7 questions, answer six or like so. But I think it was even answered all. So I wrote that course to the best of my capability, A or B in that course. And guess what? I got a D in that course, D of 45. As I did 45 was even the brink of carryover. Like if you have anything below 45, you will get carryover. That was the current standard that NUC sets for universities then. So like, other courses as well, like five other courses, I was expecting like 5 A's in that semester, and I didn't get them. So I just gave up. I gave up on the whole thing of chasing IRCP and all that. I just settled down for the average, and that was what I graduated with. I graduated with the average, which was second class lower division. So I also saw that I cheated myself then because I had the potential, I had the capacity to do more. Like I'm this that I can cram very well, but I let the whole thing down because I saw it as demanding, I saw it as draining, I saw it as something that is not like what is. So let me just settle for what I could bear. Like I don't wanted to go far. I would just go and read, and each time I feel like I cannot go anymore, I will just I beg, I cannot see anybody. I will just fold my books and sleep. And that was how I was doing in my 5 years course. And even I could remember when one of my friends was even telling me that I wanted to pass around because they found out that I'm always sleeping in the class. We'll go to go and read book, but I my own is sleep mission I go for. So there was a time my friend was asking me, how did I do pass? I didn't join what God gave me, like the capacity that could actually mold me. I didn't utilize it. I settled for the average, like just read and pass. I never did to. Then from tonight's discussion, it has helped me a lot. I even currently now I want to start beating myself. Like each time I get to 11 or 12, I find out that I'm sleepy, I will still try to beat myself to see how I will still perform work in whatever it is I want to achieve before morning. Because lately I found out that I'm taking advantage of me being stressed, so I will not want to beat myself. But yeah, I can beat myself. I think 4 hours sleep is enough for a young adult like me because I'm actually 28, so I still have a lot of strength. I cannot be like saying that I need to sleep, I need to rest. There's still more to do, and I can only achieve that when I have the right mindset. So thank you very much, Libras. I really enjoyed this meeting tonight, and I hope to start implementing most of the things um, that was discussed here. Thank you very much, Sir Samuel. The Pomodoro effect, I think I will start applying that immediately. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you very, thank you very much. Wow, that was wonderful, Sir Gabriel. We learned a lot from your school G, and honestly, this whole thing is all about understanding your. See, there's so much you can push yourself through, but let me tell you guys, one of the best ways to push yourself is with other people. more than yourself. The best ways to push your others, push yourself is with other people. My accountability partner, Gladys, does she's she always questions me what I do with my day. So anytime there's someone else involved in your matters, things become easier for you to push yourself than when you're pushing yourself on your by yourself. Anyways, so thank you very much. I think I will stop here. Should I ask one more person? Chinyere, in one sentence, what do you learn? After Chinyere, I think we will stop for now for the ninth, and let's hear what she learned. People like Charles, they've learned enough. Anthony, don't worry. So Chinyere, let's hear from you.
Okay, good evening.
Good evening.
I learned that we are limitless, that the only limit we have is the one that we set for ourselves. So as far as we believe that we can do it, then we can do it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So now I expect all of us to implement this limit. So if I see anybody complaining about any limitation around me, especially from here, I will challenge that person. If that limitation is not beyond your power, please push against it. And as I said, the easiest way to push against any limitation is with a community and a group of people or someone. Let someone else push you more than you push yourself. It makes life more easier. All right, so we've come to the end of tonight's session, Libra's Hangout. Who should we pick for next week Wednesday? I'm thinking Gabriel. What do you guys think? Next week Wednesday, Gabriel should come and speak.
Gabriel should go. Gabriel should go.
Gabriel should speak, but next week Wednesday. Yeah, Precious, you are not yet free. Oh. You did 30 minute
Please,
session.
I'm not ready yet. Please.
Ah, so Gabriel, you're going to be speaking next week. Well, I would really love to hear from you. So I would love to hear what you're going to be sharing with us. But in the meantime, we are preparing for our skill shift challenge. Coach Joshua will talk about it on Friday, right? Yes. On Friday, we're going to be having our first session on the skill shift. Not first session, like some introduction towards it. And please don't miss it. It's going to be important. Then next week, Monday, I'm going to be teaching on how to use Notion. Um, there's an app called Notion in which I really feel that app will be very useful for all of us in terms of documentation, building your skills and everything. We need me. I know you guys might have been tired of me in terms of tech stuff, but I'm going to introduce us to Notion and how to use it. I don't know if that's a very good topic to teach on. How many people are interested in that for next week, Monday?